Good morning and welcome into another day of California Winter League Baseball. I'm Brandon Januska alongside Stephen Buxton as the British Columbia Bombers get set to take on Team China here from Palm Springs Stadium. A beautiful morning, a bit windy out at times, the wind on and off a little bit as storms are approaching the area, but at least today we have a good day for baseball.
Yeah, it should be a good one. Again, another high 60s day, clear skies. We should be good until Thursday. Thursday expecting rain, expecting some wind, but right now it seems like there's some sandstorms going on in Palm Desert, but right here in Palm Springs should be a perfect game for some end of the season action in the Winter League.
Yeah, and a game that has some playoff implications. Everybody's going to get in, or at least get a chance to get into the playoffs. 7 teams. There's a play-in game that is scheduled, currently slated for Thursday, as the rain is supposed to start hitting the desert around that time. So the upcoming schedule a little bit flexible right now, and even the games tomorrow could be flexed as well. So this game here, important for the Bombers if they want to get out of that play-in game. The 6 and 7 seeds play in the play-in game. It's an extra game just to get into the actual playoffs. Bombers currently would have to play the Grizzly. Bombers and Blue Sox both sitting at 4 and 9 coming into today.
Yeah, and again, it's a game for China. It's basically just a tune-up, and it's kind of just get everyone their work before the playoffs. They're already automatically in the semifinals. Yes. The A's are also in the semifinals, both teams with 12 wins. The next closest, the Chill, cannot reach that total. So the Bombers, their goal is just play their way out of the play-in game. Right now, the Grizzly are locked into that game. So it's a battle between the Bombers and Blue Sox on who can get out of that, who can get that 5 seed.
Yeah, and that's going to be the focus here in this one. Can the Bombers pull off a win against Team China to get themselves out of that 6 seed into that 5 seed and guarantee themselves a spot in the quarterfinals as opposed to having to play that play-in game? And again, the upcoming schedule a little bit flexible. This game will be a big factor in how that upcoming schedule plays out depending on the result between the Bombers and Team China. We'll get back with starting lineups and first pitch in just a moment as we're about ready for the Star Spangled Banner National Anthems here from Palm Springs Stadium. We'll be right back with California Winter League Baseball.
For 20 years, our family's mission has been simple. It all starts at Stuffed, where exceptional service meets bold flavors. Every crust, a masterpiece. Cocktails crafted to perfection in an atmosphere that brings family and friends together. Stuffed pizza, dine in or takeout. Savor and enjoy at our 2 locations. Quality, service, family legacy, it all starts at Stuffed.
Jessup Auto Plaza has been proudly serving the Coachella Valley since 1938 as your trusted family-owned auto destination. Now, electrify your drive with the Valley's most extensive range of electric vehicles. Drive the Chevrolet Blazer, Equinox, Silverado, the powerful GMC Hummer, Sierra, and the distinctive Cadillac Lyriq. Silent power, bold performance. Electrify your drive. Jessup Auto Plaza. Since 1938, the EV brands you love, the family you trust.
Outdoor living in the Coachella Valley is spectacular, and Tessera is the premier builder of outdoor living spaces in the desert. Nobody does it better than Tessera. From one end of this valley to the other, from Palm Springs to Rancho Mirage, Palm Desert, to Indio and La Quinta. For 35 years, we've created the ultimate in outdoor living, landscaping, pools, and patios, so you and your family can enjoy each other. Live well. Live Tessera.
Whether you're building, landscaping, renovating, refreshing, or simply researching. Rent the right size tools for your size jobs. In store, online, or in app at Sunbelt Rentals, where tools rule.
Good morning. The British Columbia Bombers and Team China ready to take each other on here on a beautiful Tuesday morning. Again, the wind in the distance. We can barely see the mountains out there on the horizon because of all the sand being blown around. But here in the stadium, the wind not as much of a factor. The flags out in center field just blowing a little bit from right to left. But it should be a beautiful day for baseball. I'm Brandon Januska alongside Stephen Buxton, and we mentioned in the pregame show an important game for these two teams, especially for the Bombers trying to get out of that play-in game.
Yeah, and it's a familiar matchup. These two teams really somehow coincidentally the only teams who have faced each other this much. This is their fifth time seeing each other. Obviously, China's won the first four. Bombers trying to play spoiler here, trying to take the upset, and again, it's what they're playing for is if they win the next 2 days, they get themselves out of that playoff game or play-in game. They need some help from the Blue Sox, hoping that Jared Lemieux can take down Jimmy Johnson's squad on the backfield right now. We'll have updates on that throughout the game, but if they win out, they've got a really good chance at taking themselves out of that play-in game and into the 5 seed.
Well, let's take a look at the starting lineup that Aaron Miles will send out to do just that for the British Columbia Bombers. Leading things off, the left-handed center fielder Elijah Dickerson. Batting second, right fielder Si-Hwan Kim. Davis Drueck is in the 3-hole at third base. Bubba Thompson, the shortstop, batting cleanup today. Nolan Macabroda, the power-hitting first baseman, is batting fifth. Jaden Brown in the sixth spot in left field. Sawyer Stidham is the catcher, batting seventh. Jordan Hankey, the designated hitter, batting eighth. Mark Hernandez at second base in the ninth spot in back of right-handed pitcher Mason Collins for the Bombers. We'll get you China's starting lineup in just a moment. Their pitcher, Wang Zhang, ready to deliver a first pitch to Elijah Dickerson. Here it is, and it's popped up back behind home plate. It'll get out of play and actually hit right down in the scouts area off the top of the head. But everyone appears to be okay out there right behind home plate. First pitch coming in at 10:01 a.m., and we're underway. Strike one on Elijah Dickerson. The 0-1 misses outside. It's a 1-1 count. Wang Zhang, the starting pitcher for Team China. Give you the defense behind him after this pitch from the lefty. The 1-1. Up and away. It's 2-1 defensively for Team China. In left field, Li Yu Yang, center fielder Du Nan, in right field Zhao Yi. Give you the infield right after this 2-1 offering. The pitch popped up. This one on the infield should be playable. Coming in the first baseman Ming Jin, and he makes the catch for out number 1. So that is Zhang Mingjin, the first baseman. At second base, Jing Wenbin. Over at third base is Chen Jiaji, the shortstop today, Wu Qiri. And the catcher for Team China is Wang Shuai, all in back of starting pitcher Wang Zhang. 1 out, bases empty, just underway, no score between the Bombers and China as Xian Kim fouls off the first pitch, 0-1.
Yeah, and Wang Zhang, he's been out there a handful of times, already his third start, 8th appearance, and it's part of this stable of guys that China's got. It's really a pitcher by committee, not a ton of innings out of everyone, but a ton of really low ERAs.
The 0-1 is in there for a strike, 0-2. He definitely fits that bill, an ERA under 1, 0.61. He's allowed just 2 runs total, 1 earned in 11 1/3 innings. 1 out, bases empty. The 0-2 is swung on and missed. Kim is down on strikes, and that's out number 2.
Yeah, and Wang Zhang doesn't strike out a ton of guys. He's just over 1 per inning, 14 and 11 1/3. But it's just the fact that when he needs one, he can get the strikeout. He's got some really good off-speed stuff, a fastball in the mid-80s. And again, coming from the left-hand side, he's able to differentiate timing really well.
Davis Druick swings at the first pitch, lifts it into center. Coming on is Nan, but Kiri, the shortstop, going out in shallow center field, is the one who makes the grab to end the inning. Bombers go 3 up, 3 down after half an inning of play. We're scoreless with Bombers nothing, China coming up on your California Winter League YouTube channel.
Everyone knows good things come in threes, like Dave & Buster's Eat, Drink, and Play combo for just $19.99, including 1 mouth-watering entree, a refreshing beverage, a $10 power card, and a whole lot of fun, which means you enjoy a delicious meal for under $10. Oh, look, that's 5 good things. Good things come in threes at Dave & Buster's with the Eat, Drink, and Play combo for just $19.99. Buy online or in-store today.
There's something winning in the Agua. Catch all the action at 360 Sports at Agua Caliente Casinos. Watch your favorite teams on our giant wraparound screens. See live scores on the LED sports ticker. Win big with our bar top games and enjoy great twists on bar food favorites. And with 3 premier casino locations, 360 Sports is the ultimate fan experience. For more information, visit aguacalientecasinos.com.
Whenever you find yourself hungry for something real, simple, and true, we're here for you.
That's what a hamburger's all about.
Try our big, beautiful all-day menu with more than 70 delicious dishes and our award-winning 3-course brunch for only $27.99. At Palm Springs' most popular restaurant, there's always a party at Lulu.
We move to the bottom of the first inning. No score between the Bombers and Team China, as manager Li Wei will send out designated hitter Zhu Xiaodong to lead things off, followed by Jing Wenbin at second base. Batting third, Zhang Mingjin, the first baseman. Zhao Yi is in right field batting fourth. Chen Jiaji, the third baseman, bats fifth. Li Yu Yang in left field batting sixth. Du Nan, the center fielder, batting seventh. Wang Shuai is batting eighth and catching, and Wu Qiri, the shortstop, rounding out the 9 for Team China against Mason Collins, who fires a first pitch strike, 0-1.
Yeah, Collins, one of the Session 2 guys. He joined in with the Bombers last week, had an outing against the Grizzly, and it was a good one. He went 3 innings, didn't get the decision, but he didn't allow a run, just allowed 1 hit, or didn't allow a hit, just allowed 1 walk.
Swing and a miss. It's 1-2 after a previous pitch missed upstairs to Xiaodong.
And he struck out 5 over 3 really efficient innings. He's also been a catcher for them, too. He's been a valuable piece.
has a 1-2 count on the China leadoff man who fouls it straight back. The count remains 1-2. Defensively behind Mason Collins in the outfield from left to right, you have Jaden Brown, Elijah Dickerson in center, and Si-Hong Kim in right field. So the 1-2 is up and away. It's a 2-2 count. On the infield, over at first base, Nolan Macabrota, second baseman Mark Hernandez, the shortstop's Bubba Thompson, and over at third is Davis Drueck. Sawyer Stidham behind the plate as a swing and a miss from Zhao Dong. That's a strikeout for out number 1 for Mason Collins.
Yeah, good pitch there by Collins. Nothing special, just an 85-mile-an-hour fastball right on the edge of the plate. Hard to catch up to, and it was a good spot for it.
Brings up Jingwen Bin, the second baseman, who looks at a first pitch strike. 0-1, and that's the good thing about Mason Collins. As he goes out there, he walked 1 in his 3 innings previously. He fires downstairs 1-1, but more often than not, he's attacking the hitters and throwing strikes. No score, bottom of the first inning. Base is empty, 1 out, and the 1-1 is upstairs for ball 2. Mason Collins trying to lead the Bombers out of the play-in game and into the playoffs. The 2-1 fouled off to the right, 2-2. Bombers coming in with a 4-9 record against Team China, who sits at 13-3, already guaranteed a spot in the semifinals as one of the top 2 seeds along with the Canada A's. The 2-2 hit on the ground foul down the third base line, and the count remains even at 2. Team China was busy yesterday playing a doubleheader, one of those against these British Columbia Bombers. An 8-5 China win as the pitch is downstairs and the count runs full on China's second baseman.
I like the approach, though. He threw a couple fastballs. That last one was almost down the middle, throws in the breaking ball, try and get the swing and miss, but he's got to get a strike here.
The payoff pitch is lifted in the air, left center field. Dickerson and Brown on the run, and it's Dickerson, the center fielder, who makes the grab. So he runs in front of Brown, the left fielder, and there's 2 away. Up next is the first baseman, Zhang Mingjin, for Team China. Looks at a pitch just upstairs for ball 1. Mingjin hitting .275 on the year, playing in his 15th game of the season. The 1-0. In for a strike. It's 1-1. Mason Collins trying to match what Wang Zhang did in the top of the inning, which was a 1-2-3. The 1-1. In for strike 2. Fastball at 86 miles per hour. It's a 1-2 count on Mingjin. Collins kicks and fires off speed in the zone, called strike 3. Both pitchers exchange 1-2-3 innings in the first. We're scoreless as we move to the second between the Bombers and China on your California Winter League YouTube channel.
Across the Coachella Valley, you'll find our communities powered by short-term rentals. These rentals bring visitors and dollars to the region. Whether attending events, checking out the art scene, or dining at restaurants, when they spend money, we all score. The nearly $1 billion impact of short-term vacation rentals generates tax revenues that fund police, firefighters, education, and many other programs that improve our daily lives. To learn why short-term rentals are a grand slam for the home team, visit onecv.org.
Family setting, you know, we come and we get into conversation, and it's comfortable here is what I guess I'll say. It's comfortable.
The hot cocoa has whipped cream and sprinkles in the whipped cream in the hot cocoa.
Very family oriented. You know, they cater to the kids. They got the coloring books and crayons, and they have kid-sized stuff about almost for everything that you would want. So young and old, everybody can enjoy it.
It's the best.
Made from scratch memories. Elmer's.
How do you define adventure? Riding the world's largest rotating tram car? taking in SoCal's awe-inspiring views, exploring over 50 miles of pristine wilderness, enjoying casual or fine dining at 8,500 feet, discovering our history, experiencing our scenic trails, getting that perfect souvenir. Whatever your adventure, you'll find it at the Palm Springs Aerial Tramway. Adventure at its peak. Begin your adventure at pstramway.com.
Top of the second inning, no score between the British Columbia Bombers and Team China as Bubba Thompson digs in to start things off. Both pitchers throwing a 1-2-3 first inning. Thompson swings at the first pitch and fouls it down the third base line. It's 0-1.
Yeah, really good work on both sides on Wang Zhang's end of the stick. Just 8 pitches in that first inning. Mason Collins did well too, 1-2-3, but that was on 17. Either way, pretty efficient both ways.
The 0-1. Downstairs. And the count's even at 1 on Bubba Thompson. For Wang Zhang, he is familiar with this Bombers lineup. We mentioned that the two teams have played a lot. Well, this is the 4th time Zhang has been in one of those games, as this is grounded fair down the third base line. Jiaji has it. The long throw across in time from the China third baseman. And that's the first out of the inning.
Yeah, good job by Zhang. He threw a couple fastballs up in the zone, throws in the breaking ball, changes the eye level, and Bubba Thompson was just on top of it and early. Rolls it over to the third base, and easy throw, 5-3 put out for a quick first out.
Brings up Nolan Macabrota, lefty-lefty matchup. Zhang and Macabrota. First pitch. Called strike 1. So for Wang Zhang, this is his 4th time facing the Bombers this season. 4 innings pitched coming into today, allowing 4 hits, 1 run. It was unearned, 4 strikeouts and 2 walks. So he issues strike 2 to Macabrota. Also picked up a save in one of those games. That was back on January 29th in a 5-2 victory for Team China. No score, top of 2, the 0-2 to Macabrota, low and away for ball 1. A lot of times when a team faces off against each other quite often, usually the advantage seems to go toward the hitter when you've seen the entire arsenal. The 1-2, swing and a miss, strike 3. That has not been the case so far today. 4th appearance against the Bombers for Wang Zhang, and he set down the first 5. 2 outs for Jaden Brown.
And the thing is, for these teams, China has so many arms at their disposal that, yeah, you see them a lot, but you only see them for an inning or 2. You probably only get 1 at-bat against them, maybe a second, but it's just so many different arsenals getting thrown at you that it's really hard to keep up with.
Jaden Brown swings and misses at the first offering. It's an 0-1 count. Yeah, and that's been the approach all season long for Team China. Typically 2-inning outings for most of their pitchers, as the 0-1 is in for strike 2.
And while a lot of them might be going off of 1 or 2 days rest, and you'd think that's short, they're basically in the reliever workload, so either way, they're still kind of fresh.
The 0-2. Bouncer right side, charging in Wen Bin. The second baseman has it and throws to first in time. Another 1-2-3 inning for Wang Zhang. We head to the bottom of the second. No score between the Bombers and China on your California Winter League YouTube channel.
Outdoor living in the Coachella Valley is spectacular, and Tessera is the premier builder of outdoor living spaces in the desert. Nobody does it better than Tessera. From one end of this valley to the other, from Palm Springs to Rancho Mirage, Palm Desert, to Indio and La Quinta. For 35 years, we've created the ultimate in outdoor living, landscaping, pools, and patios, so you and your family can enjoy each other. Live well. Live Tessera.
Whether you're building, landscaping, renovating, refreshing, or simply researching, rent the right size tools for your size jobs. In store, online, or in app at Sunbelt Rentals, where tools rule.
Bottom of the second inning, no score between China and the Bombers. Mason Collins back out for his second inning of work to take on the 4, 5, and 6 hitters for Team China. Zhao Yi, Chen Jiaji, and Li Yu Yang. Yi, the right fielder today, stepping into the box in 375 on the season. He's had limited at-bats, though, 3 for 8. And the reason why his at-bats are so low is because he's had 6 walks on the year as well. A very patient hitter. Just finds ways to get on base, and when he does swing the bat, again, 375 batting average, more often than not, he'll find a way on. It's the first pitch, swinging. He pops this one up left side of the infield. Drueck, the third baseman, and Thompson in the area. It's Thompson, the shortstop, who makes the catch for the first out.
Yeah, Mason Collins must have seen what Zhang's doing over there. He's had 18 pitches through 2 innings, and I guess he decided, well, we got to hurry this up, start getting even quicker outs.
1 pitch, 1 out to bring up Chen Jiaji, who swings and misses for strike 1. A couple of punch-outs for Collins in the first inning. Each pitcher with 2 so far in the ball game. 1 out, base is empty, bottom of the second inning, no score between these two teams. It's the 0-1 to Jiaji. Upstairs, 1-1.
And we just saw basically the only thing that slows Mason Collins down is if someone's taken a timeout.
The 1-1, Nubber back to the mound. Collins has it as he hits the turf and runs it over with an underhand toss to McAbrode at first for the out. It was hit right back to him. He hit the deck to make the glove play and got up and ran it over before an underhand toss for the out.
Yeah, it's a little tougher than it looks. He gets the ball right off the bat, and it's a kind of awkward transition going down to the mound, and he almost stumbles a little bit, but a good job collecting himself and just jogging over, tossing the ball. Easy 1-3 put out.
Li Yu Yang swings and misses. It's 0-1 as Collins fires downstairs. It's now 1-1 count on the China left fielder. And yeah, it's always hard for a pitcher when they're coming out of their windup. Being a right-handed thrower, he finishes his windup, his rotation, on the first base side, so that helps a little bit. It kind of set him up for that play. It's the 1-1 is outside, 2-1.
A big difference, though, is this mound. It's a tall mound, and while you're going down, you have to reach down even farther depending on how far down the ball is.
2-1 is cranked into right field. Kim going back, and it's out of here. Li Yu Yang with a solo home run, the first home run of the season for Team China. They lead 1-0 in the bottom of the second. The first solid contact for either team so far in the early going of this ball game. Yu Yang got all of it, and he knew it out to right field.
Yeah, it's an 82-mile-an-hour fastball. Looks like Collins just took a little bit off of it, and it was right down the middle, and Yu Yang did not miss it. 94 off the bat, 377 feet over the wall, and China's up 1-0.
Dunan takes a strike at the knees, 0-1. 2 outs, bases empty. Bottom of the second inning, 1-0 China lead. It's the 0-1, misses low and in. 1 ball, 1 strike. For a team that doesn't really hit for power, he sure squared that one up. The 1-1 fouled back into the screen. And they really started to hit for a little bit more power in yesterday's game, a 16-1 win in Game 2 of their doubleheader right here at this field against the Grizzly. A lot of gappers, a lot of doubles.
Yeah, it's a China team that mostly strings together singles.
The 1-2 is called, strike 3 on the breaking ball. That'll end the inning, but the solo home run by Li Yu Yang gives China a 1-0 lead as we head to the third on your California Winter League YouTube channel.
For 20 years, our family's mission has been simple. It all starts at Stuffed, where exceptional service meets bold flavors. Every crust, a masterpiece. Cocktails crafted to perfection, and an atmosphere that brings family and friends together. Stuffed pizza, dine-in or takeout. Savor and enjoy at our 2 locations. Quality, service, family legacy, it all starts at Stuffed.
Jessup Auto Plaza has been proudly serving the Coachella Valley since 1938 as your trusted family-owned auto destination. Now, electrify your drive with the Valley's most extensive range of electric vehicles. Drive the Chevrolet Blazer, Equinox, Silverado, the powerful GMC Hummer, Sierra, and the distinctive Cadillac Lyriq. Silent power, bold performance. Electrify your drive. Jessup Auto Plaza. Since 1938, the EV brands you love, the family you trust.
Top of the third inning, 1-0 China on top as the 7-8-9 hitters come up against Wang Zhang, who has set down the first 6 he's faced. Fires a first pitch, fouled back by Sawyer Stidham. Stidham, Henke, and Hernandez up against Zhang in the third. Lefty-lefty matchup. The 0-1, swing and a miss. 0-2, beat him with a high fastball. Li Yu Yang driving in the only run so far. His solo home run came just last half inning, bottom of 2. The 0-2, outside for ball 1. And we started to say it, this team, Team China, has really started to pick up the extra base hits lately. It had been a lot of singles, a lot of high averages, but mostly singles on the season. But these last couple of days, finding gaps and now got one over the wall as it's fouled off to the left. The count remains 1-2.
Yeah, it was a peculiar offense, and that's why we mentioned how they manufactured runs so often, because during the season, for the most part, one of the higher averages in the league, but one of the lowest slugging percentages.
The 1-2 is outside. That evens the count.
But over the last couple days, we don't have the numbers for the backfield, but yesterday they hit 3 or 4 balls at 95, 96 and up, and that home run right there as well at 94.
The 2-2 called strike 3. The bender finds the knees. That's out number 1. Strikeout number 3 for Wang Zhang.
I mean, we're seeing, we joked about it in the middle of the inning, but is this a new China team? They're starting to hit for pop. I mean, out there, Wang Zhang is going out for the rare third inning that we see out of a China pitcher, and I mean, they're starting to strike out a little bit more, but
Jordan Henke lines one into left field on the first pitch for a base hit. First hit against Wang Zhang, and it's a 1-out base runner for the Bombers. 1-0 China on top of the third.
But just to finish that point, it's not necessarily a negative thing going from basically not striking out at all to striking out a little bit, but it's just showing that this team has another gear. They've got a different facet to their game that they could show.
Yeah, definitely a good sign to ramp up some of those extra base hits, ramp up the offense a little bit heading into the qualifiers the first week of March. This pitch misses downstairs. Ball 1 to Mark Hernandez.
And it's not to say that this team has been completely incapable of hitting for extra bases. It's a lot of it, too, is they've been taking a lot of walks, and it's depending on what kind of pitches they're seeing. Over the last couple days, they've seen a lot more strikes, and they've got a hold of them.
1-0 is fouled back into the screen. A 1-1 count on the Bombers' second baseman. 1-0 China on top of the third inning. Runner at first in Henke. 1 out, and the 1-1 pitch. Outside for ball 2.
Update on the backfield. It's looking like Aaron Miles and the Bombers are going to need some help tomorrow because the Blue Sox are up 7-2 over the Grizzly after 3. In the words of Joey, apparently a lot of stuff is happening.
The 2-1 is popped up and back out of play. 2-2. Both the Bombers and Blue Sox came into today with 4-9 records. One of those two teams, I mean, the Grizzly are there as well. They're probably locked into that play-in game. 3-11 is their current record. So the Bombers and Blue Sox, one of them will get out of having to play that extra game as the 2-2 is lifted in the air. Should be playable in left field. Yu Yang underneath, and he makes the grab. There's 2 away.
Early on, both pitchers just making quick work of the lineup. Again, I know Mason Collins gave up that home run, but he's still really low on the pitch count. I mean, he's that's the only base runner he's allowed.
Back to the top of the order, and Elijah Dickerson. And yeah, the saying typically is solo home runs won't beat you. But now the Bombers offense has to do their part as this is hit on the ground towards second. Wenbin has it and throws to first in time to end the inning. Bombers get their first base runner, a one-out single by Jordan Henke, but they don't do anything after that. It's 1-0 China as we head to the bottom of the third inning on your California Winter League YouTube channel. We head to the bottom of the third inning. We have a good one for you here from Palm Springs Stadium. Brandon Januska along with Stephen Buxton. 1-0 China as Collins' first pitch is fouled back by the catcher Wang Shuai for Team China. 1-0 China leads. They hit a solo home run, Li Yu Yang, in the second inning. The lone blemish against Collins so far. As the 0-1 is hit on the ground. One hopper to the second baseman Hernandez, who throws out Shuai, and that's the first out.
Yeah, Brandon, it's almost a mirror image on both sides. Both pitchers have gone through the same amount of batters. They've thrown pretty low pitch counts each, struck out a couple guys. It's just the fact that the one base runner that China has went over the fence.
First pitch downstairs in the dirt for ball 1 to Woo Ki-ri, the shortstop. Collins working quickly. His 1-0 fouled back and out of play. It's 1-1. And yeah, that's the thing I started to say in the top half of the inning. Solo home runs typically won't kill you, especially if you just give up one. You expect your offense to put up at least one run. So far, nothing going against Wang Zhang. The 1-1 is in for a strike from Collins. It's 1-2 on Ki-ri. Woo Ki-ri didn't have much playing time early in this season, but he's really picked it up of late. So the 1-2 is fouled off into the screen. We'll do it again. 7th game of the season. He's been a hits machine, hitting .462 in his limited at-bats, 6 for 13 on the year, including a double. So the 1-2 is downstairs, 2-2.
Yeah, and he's one of the guys, again, you mentioned, we didn't see him a ton at first, but over the last, 4 or 5 games, we've seen him as a mainstay in the China lineup, and it's worked.
The 2-2, bouncer right side. Macabro to the first baseman, gloves it, underhands to Collins, who covers the bag for the second out of the inning. 3-1 on the putout. 2 away, back to the top of the order, and Zhu Xiaodong, the designated hitter. strikeout victim in the first inning. Takes a first pitch strike here. It's 0-1. 1-0 China. Bases empty. We're in the bottom of the third inning. The 0-1. That one skips in. Tried to bury the breaking ball. Didn't get the bite from Zhao Dong. 1-1 the count. 2 outs. Lefty-lefty matchup. The typical catcher, Mason Collins, on the mound. Cottondale, Alabama native. Delivers downstairs for ball 2. Second appearance on the mound for the Bombers. He's been good in his limited action. The 2-1 lifted in the air left field, ranging over is Brown toward the foul line. It drops in. That's a fair ball. Digging in for second. Sliding in safely is Zhao Dong. The throw back in was just offline. Bang, bang play over there at second base. It's a 2-out double. Brings up Jing Wenbin. 2 outs, runner in scoring position, 1-0 China lead. Wenbin flew out to center field his first time on a full count. 1-0 China on top, bottom of the third inning. First pitch home, up and in for ball 1. Mason Collins, again an Alabama native, went to Stillman College in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. So the 1-0 is downstairs for ball 2. Worked 3 innings in his first start of the season. This is his second and his third inning of work. The 2-0 misses downstairs, 3-0. Nobody warming up in the Bombers bullpen right now. There is action in the China bullpen, though. So 1-0 China lead. Runner at second and a 3-0 pitch. Inside for ball 4. First time we've seen either pitcher really lack control in an at-bat. A 4-pitch walk to Wenbin. They're at first and second for Zhang Mingjin.
And that's just the 4th base runner that Collins has given up. He only allowed the walk in his first appearance. Obviously here he's got a home run, a double, and a walk now. But he works pretty quickly. He throws strikes, just couldn't find it right there.
First pitch in. That breaking ball never came back. Up and in for ball 1.
And in that first time out, if it wasn't for his teammate Davis Druick, he would have had a chance at player of the game.
1-0 is up and in for ball 2. As it's Sun Guangzhen warming up in the China bullpen right now. May see him in the 4th. The 2-0 swing and a miss. It's 2-1 on Mingjin. First and second, 2 outs. China with a 1-0 lead, looking to add on in the bottom of the third inning. Righty-righty, the 2-1 pitch. Knuckler over into right field, over the head of Macabro to the first baseman, and now a misplay in right by Kim. The run scores easily as Zhao Dong comes in to score. RBI single for Zhang Mingjin. It's 2-0 China in the bottom of 3. Advancing to third on the play is Wenbin, so they're at the corners with 2 outs for Zhu Yi. 2-0 China on top. All of the damage in this inning has come with 2 outs. The first pitch misses low for ball 1. Actually, all the damage in the game has come with 2 outs. It was a 2-out solo home run by Li Yu Yang to score the first run of the ball game. The 1-0 swing and a miss from Yi. Wenbin, the runner at third. Mingjin at first after his RBI single. 2-0 China. The 1-1. Off speed just floats in there. First strike, 2.
Collins really focusing on that breaking ball with this China team. You almost do have to really lean on your off-speed stuff, kind of pitch them backwards, because if they know that a fastball is coming, they'll hit it.
The 1-2 to Yi is down in the dirt. The runner was taking off from first. Ming Jin, give him a stolen base as he gets in without a throw. So they're at second and third now, with 2 outs in the inning and a 2-2 count on Yi. Chen Jiaji's on deck. Righty to lefty, the 2-2. Misses high, and the count runs full. Mason Collins retired the first 2 men in the inning on groundouts. The payoff pitch, called strike 3 on the outside edge. China adds 1 more. They lead 2-0 as we head to the 4th on your California Winter League YouTube channel. On to the top of the 4th inning. China now with a 2-0 lead, scoring 1 in each of the last 2 frames. So the Bombers with some work to do against Wang Zhang, out for his 4th inning of work. He's been nothing but spectacular so far, allowing just 1 hit through the first 3. Offers a first pitch strike to Si-Hwan Kim. Kim, a strikeout victim on 3 pitches back in the first inning. The 0-1 fouled off to the right. And it's 0-2. Kim, the South Korean native and California Winter League veteran, awaits the 0-2, and that's in the zone. Called strike 3. Backdoor breaking ball catches the zone. And that's out number 1.
Great pitch right there by Zhang. It's a curveball that looked a couple inches out of the zone, but he gets the call, and he's got him frozen after a couple fastballs and a breaking ball in that at-bat. It's really tough to keep up with that when you're getting that outside edge.
Outside edge now becomes the inside edge with the left-handed hitting Davis Druick. And that's right there for strike 1. 3-pitch strikeout for Kim. Now Druick swings and fouls it toward the bullpen of the Bombers. It's 0-2 down the right field line.
And Druick's one of a couple guys who's really exploded since the calendar turned over to February. In the last 6 games, 10 for 17, 588 average.
The 0-2 low and away for ball 1.
He's got a double, a triple, a homer, 14 RBIs in that span.
Really heating up the bat at the right time for the Bombers. Has a 1-2 count on him here, the lefty-lefty matchup. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Back-to-back strikeouts, and there's 2 away. I'll bring up Bubba Thompson. Grounded out to third his first time up. 2-0 China on top of the fourth inning. Bombers need a win. Try to avoid playing in that play-in game between the 6 and 7 seed. As he fouls the first pitch back. It's 0-1.
And the Bombers are going to need the heart of their lineup to do it, because with Druick and Thompson's in there as well as one of those guys who's heated up since February started in that same span, hitting .444. He's got 5 RBIs in there, a homer as well.
The 0-1 misses low and in. 1-1 the count. Some action in the Bombers bullpen right now. Ryu Yakato is warming up, the right-hander. The 1-1. Fouled back into the screen. It's 1-2. Thompson's been on a couple of pitches from Wang Zhang. Five strikeouts on the day for Wang Zhang, including the first 2 outs of this inning. It is 1-2 to Thompson. Bouncer back toward the middle, ranging over Wenbin. He gloves it behind second base. Rather knocks it down. It popped out of the glove. But it's an infield single for Bubba Thompson. No play to be made.
Great job by Thompson getting what looked like it could have been a cutter just off the plate. Reached out, got it off the end of the bat, and hustling down the line, so there was no play to be made, even if he got a clean glove on it. And it's the middle of this Bombers lineup that needs to do the work. Again, Druick, Bubba Thompson, and Nolan Macabrota as well are basically their 3 hottest bats right now.
2-0 China on top as the first pitch misses outside for ball 1 to Macabrota. Runner at first. Macabrota has the power to tie this ball game with 1 swing. Runner at first and Bubba Thompson. Lefty-lefty matchup, the 1-0. Lined into left center field. That's down in the gap. Nan, the center fielder, will pick it up on the warning track around third, and coming in to score is Bubba Thompson, in with a stand-up double as the ball comes into third base. It's a 2-1 ball game. RBI double for Nolan Macabrota.
Great job by Macabrota. He takes a fastball down and away and just sends it right back to the gap. Once it hit the grass, he knew that that it was going to roll all the way to the wall, and Bubba, no hesitation, rounding third and scoring easily.
Macabrota, a nice piece of hitting. Going the other way with the ball. You mentioned it was a low and away pitch. Just sent it back where the pitch wanted to go, and ends up with an RBI for his efforts. Cuts the lead in half. It's a 2-1 China lead. 2 outs for Jaden Brown. So he bounces one back toward the middle, ranging over Wenbin. The second baseman has it. Throws onto first in time to end the inning. But the Bombers get 1 on the RBI double by Macabrota. It's a 2-1 ball game as we head to the bottom of the 4th inning on your California Winter League YouTube channel.
Hello, Power Baseball fans. At SBMP Attorneys, we believe in the power of community. And that's why we proudly support the Palm Springs Power, our hometown baseball team. After a memorable championship season in 2024, capping off the team's 20th anniversary, we're all very excited about the 2025 Power team. SBMP Attorneys and the Palm Springs Power are 2 teams that are committed to excellence, community, and the spirit of winning. We'll see you all at the ballpark.
Think of the highest quality you can imagine. Now, think higher.
Chen Jiaji will lead things off for Team China as we move to the bottom of the fourth inning. It's a 2-1 ball game. China on top of the Bombers. Mason Collins still on the mound for British Columbia. It's his first pitch, floats in for strike one.
Yeah, and this is a huge inning for Mason Collins. If he could put up a 0 and get those Bombers bats back to the rack.
Jiaji pops it up in shallow right field. Coming on as Kim. He's underneath and makes the grab. And that's the first out.
It felt like last inning they finally started to break through against Wang Zhang, who had been rolling up to them. They get the 1 run. Can't capitalize on a runner on second, but they do get 1 through. And again, it's not too long until they're back to the top of that lineup.
Li Yu Yang hit a solo home run for the first run of this ball game as he takes downstairs for ball 1. Interesting thing is all of the damage against both of these pitchers has come with 2 outs in the inning. The 1-0 misses high. It's 2-0 on Yu Yang. 1 out right now with the bases empty. But so far, both pitchers through the first 4.5 innings, or rather 3.5 frames, so that's fouled back 2-1, have retired the first 2 batters of every half inning.
And it's not just that, too. The fact that between the two teams, 6 hits, 3 runs, a couple of walks, they've all been on quick counts.
The 2-1 is lifted in the air. Shallow center field. Coming in is Dickerson. The center fielder has it, and once again, Mason Collins has retired the first 2 men in the inning.
Like for Collins, outside of his 1 walk, he's only had 1 3-ball count today, or 2 3-ball counts today, and one of those ended with a strikeout.
Faces off against Du Nan, who was called out on strikes on a 1-2 pitch his first time. First pitch well outside to the left-handed hitter for ball 1.
Yeah, Collins trying to pitch China backwards right here. Wanted to throw a breaking ball. It just slipped out of the hands there.
The 1-1 swing and a miss. Went low and in with that one. And it's a 1-1 count. 2 outs, bases empty, 2-1 China on top. They've scored 1 in each of the last 2 innings. The 1-1 swing and a miss. Collins a quick worker, keeping China off balance.
And with those 2 straight fastballs for strikes, expect a breaking ball down and in, possibly at the feet, trying to get a swing and miss.
Here's the 1-2 that's lifted into left field and down for a base hit in front of Jaden Brown. So another 2-out knock for Team China. That's what they've done the last 2 innings. And it brings up Wang Shuai.
And again, it's really difficult to get through this China lineup right there if you throw 3 straight fastballs in the zone like Mason Collins did. They're sitting for fastball, and he gets a piece of it, throws it into left field for a hit.
The lefty Du Nan going the other way with the pitch. As a pitch inside to the right-handed hitting Wang Shuai. Runner at first, 2 outs, the 1-0. That's even further inside. Knocked down by Stidham. He kept it close enough. A large look from Du Nan at first, but he goes back. 2-0 the count. China catcher grounded out to second his first time. As a throw over to first, chases Nan back in. The 2-0. Lifted in the air, shallow right field, ranging in is Kim, going back Hernandez, and it's the second baseman who makes the catch in the outfield grass to end the inning. China gets a 2-out knock, but they don't score. It's 2-1 China as we're on to the 5th on your California Winter League YouTube channel.
Shopping for car insurance is confusing. Holy cow.
Great. Now we have a cow in our kitchen. Why did you say that?
Because I don't know what coverage to choose.
So just say the State Farm jingle. A State Farm agent can go over all your options with you and help choose coverage that meets your needs. Dude, cow, could you move?
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
good things come in threes, like our eat, drink, and play combo for just $19.99. Maybe the saying should be good things come in 19.99s. Maybe not. The Dave & Buster's Eat, Drink, and Play combo for just $19.99.
We head to the 5th inning. China with a 2-1 lead. The Bombers will send the 7, 8, and 9 hitters up against a new arm on the mound for Team China. It's a swing and a miss from Sawyer Stidham on a fastball from the new arm, Sun Guangzhou. Going from the left-hander Wang Zhang to a right-hander in Guangzhou. The 0-1 hit right back to him. Guangzhou gloves it and throws an overhand toss over to first, and that's the first out of the inning.
Already seeing the pitchers getting their PFPs in early in the game. Saw one right back to Mason Collins. That one, second pitch of the outing to Guangzhou. Thankfully, 61 miles an hour, pretty routine for him.
Yeah, was able to glove it, just reached straight down, had it, and a nice easy throw over to first as Jordan Henke takes downstairs for ball 1. For Guangzhou on the season, this is his 10th appearance. He's made 2 starts on the year, 14 2/3 innings. It says 1-0. He's fouled back, 1-1. 16 strikeouts against just 4 walks, a 1.43 ERA. He also has a 3-0 record. And wouldn't be in line for the win in this one as Wang Zhang went 4 innings. He's currently in line for the win if the score holds. So that's called strike 2 on Henke.
And as ridiculous as it sounds, Brandon, he's got the 5th highest ERA on Team China.
Yeah, with a 1.43, which is absolutely ridiculous. To have a guy with an ERA under 2 be that low on the ranking for your team. That just shows you how good, how dominant China pitching has been this year. The 1-2, just a touch outside.
Yeah, that's basically what happens when you've got about half a dozen guys under 1.
Pitching has certainly been the strength of the team, although we've mentioned it, the bat's starting to heat up. In for a little more power, finding the gaps in recent games. The 2-2 misses down low, and the count runs full on Jordan Henke.
And they're facing off against a couple bats that have started to heat up. The Bombers got their first run on the board, but once they finally started clicking against Wang Zhang, he's out. Here's Sun Guangzhou.
Payoff pitch, hit on the ground right side. Wen Bin, ranging over to his left, has it and throws on to first. For out number 2.
But even if they can't come through with another couple hits or a run this inning, that last frame by Mason Collins was so big for the Bombers and their chances in keeping themselves in this game.
Just a 1-run ball game. Top of the 5th inning, 2-1 China on top. 2 outs, bases empty. Mark Hernandez digs in. He flew out to left his first time. Takes a pitch low and in for ball 1.
Ryuya Kato starting to warm up down in the Bombers bullpen right now, and wondering how long Mason Collins has.
It's the 1-0. Called a strike at the bottom of the zone. 1-1 on Hernandez. Both starting pitchers phenomenal so far in this one. It's a 2-1 China lead. It's the 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball that never broke. Upstairs for ball 2, and now the throw back in to the pitcher ends up behind second base. Luckily nobody on base. So they'll calmly get it back to the pitcher Guangzhou.
Yeah, Mark Hernandez had a painful welcoming to the Winter League. He was one of those Session 2 guys, had his first game against the Grizzly on the backfield last week. Got hit on the first pitch of the game.
The 2-1, he hits it right back toward the mound off the glove. And the shortstop now, Kiri, makes the play and throws out Hernandez. A line shot right back at Guangzhou off his glove. It goes 1-6-3 on the putout to end the inning. Bombers go down in order. We head to the bottom of the fifth. 2-1 China lead on your California Winter League YouTube channel.
How do you define adventure? Riding the world's largest rotating tram car? Taking in SoCal's awe-inspiring views? Exploring over 50 miles of pristine wilderness? Enjoying casual or fine dining at 8,500 feet? Discovering our history? Experiencing our scenic trails? Getting that perfect souvenir? Whatever your adventure, you'll find it at the Palm Springs Aerial Tramway. Adventure at its peak. Begin your adventure at pstramway.com.
Family setting, you know, we come and we get into conversation, and it's comfortable here is what I guess I'll say. It's comfortable.
The hot cocoa has whipped cream and sprinkles in the whipped cream in the hot cocoa.
Very family oriented. You know, they cater to the kids. They got the coloring books and crayons, and they have kid-sized stuff about almost for everything that you would want. So young and old, everybody can enjoy it.
It's the best.
Made from scratch memories. Elmer's.
Bottom of the fifth inning, 2-1 China on top as their bats will get back to work. Ryu Kiri, 9-1-2 of the lineup against Mason Collins, out for his fifth inning of work. Kiri grounded out to first his first time, a 3-1 put out as first pitch strike, 0-1.
And I think we've had this conversation before. I was talking right at the beginning of the session too, as that one's fouled off. I think that the Bombers are one of the more improved teams in the Winter League just off the guys they got for Session 2, and especially Mason Collins leading that. He's giving them 5 solid innings right now.
The 0-2 fouled off at the plate, and the count remains. Yeah, this is the last team to pick up a win in the Winter League season, but they've since really heated up, especially the offense, as you mentioned. Mason Collins on the mound, the 0-2 just outside. Collins seems to be potentially a key piece as they get ready for the playoffs and potential play-in game. Collins has looked sharp in his outings, especially today, as this is ripped into right field. Kim ranging in and makes the grab about chest high for the first out. Fly out to right for out number 1, and back to the top of the order, Zhou Xiaodong. Strikeout in the first, he doubled and scored in the third with 2 outs. Pitch low and away for ball 1 against the left-handed hitting designated hitter. 1-1 fouled up and back behind the screen and into the booth next to us, where our analytics guy, Braden Quattlebaum, got a free souvenir.
Quite disappointed to see he didn't even go for it.
The 1-1, down low for ball 2.
Guy's so locked in, he just let the ball bounce next to him.
2-1 misses outside for ball 3. But he has all the data on that foul back, I'm sure.
I will be asking him for the spin rate.
The 3-1 misses downstairs and it gets away from the catcher. It's ball 4. Stidham will go retrieve the ball as Xiaodong will take off his shin guard at home plate and then jog on down to first. It's a 1-out base runner for the first time in this ball game for either team. A base runner with 1 out as Xiaodong draws the walk. Brings up Jingwen Bin. He walked his last time on 4 pitches in the third. He flew out to center back in the first. 2-1, China leads. The pitch home, called a strike. Right at the top of the zone. 0-1.
And with just 1 out, I wonder how Mason Collins is going to pitch out of the stretch. We saw him kind of struggle to find the zone last inning.
The 0-1 misses low and away. Count even 1-1.
He's been a strike-throwing machine out of the windup, but once you get into the stretch, it seems like it's speeding things up a little bit for him when he's got runners on.
This is 1-1, misses up and in.
And he hasn't been as precise.
Wen Bin looking over toward the Chinese dugout. Down the third base line, has the signs he wants. The 2-1. Popped up, right side, drifting out of play. Foul. It's 2-2.
New man warming up in the Bombers bullpen. I think that's Sebastian Encarnacion.
We're in the 5th inning. Mason Collins, the starter, still in for the Bombers. 2-1, China on top as the 2-2 hit on the ground toward short. Thompson goes to second for one. A throw on to first. Not in time. They get the lead runner, Zhao Dong, out at second. Wen Bin is safe at first on the fielder's choice. Two outs in the inning, and it brings up Zhang Mingjin. First baseman struck out looking in the first and cracked an RBI single in the third. That's the difference in this ball game right now. 2-1 China in the bottom of the 5th. Throw over to first, chased Wen Bin back. Righty, the first pitch hit on the ground toward third, gloved by Druick, and it kicks off his glove. Everybody's safe on the error by the Bombers' third baseman. Looked like he had it initially and then just lost it on the transfer, trying to get it from glove to hand.
Yeah, and now it's not just pitching out of the stretch. He's got a runner in scoring position and third batter in the row. It looked like he could have got out of that inning, but kicked right off of Davis Druick's glove.
The first pitch outside to Zhou Yi. 0 for 2 on the day. 2-out rallies have really been the difference in this game. The throw back to the mound kicks away a little bit. Collins will retrieve it on the third base side. 1-0 count on Yi. Left-handed hitting right fielder. Takes downstairs for ball 2. He popped up on the infield, caught by the shortstop Thompson in the second. He struck out looking in the third. Takes downstairs as it kicks in front of home plate. Stidham will retrieve it down the first base line. The runners hold at first and second, but it's a 3-0 count on the China cleanup man.
I know he's not their main guy back there, but Stidham so far has done a solid job today behind the plate.
Collins 3-0 misses well outside. It's a 4-pitch walk, and that'll load the bases with 2 outs for the dangerous Chen Jiaji. Jiaji 0 for 2 on the day, and sensing the importance of this moment, Aaron Miles will come out. We'll see if he makes a change or just wants to talk things over before this all-important at-bat. 2-1 China on top. They have the bases loaded with 2 outs. And they are sticking with Mason Collins to try to get out of this jam.
And I like that move by Aaron Miles. You kind of just go up there, want to feel out what's going through the pitcher's mind. And he got the answer he wanted. And so far, it's not like Mason Collins has done much wrong this inning. I know he has that walk. Obviously, he missed on those 4 pitches. But he's got the soft contact he needs. So if he could just get a ground ball here.
Pitch misses low and away for ball 1 to Chen Jiaji. 0 for 2. He grounded back to Collins on the mound. He also flew out to right in his 2 trips. Swing and a miss at the 1-0. It's 1-1. Jiaji with 7 runs driven in on the season. 2-1 ball game. Big moment in this game. Bottom of the 5th. The 1-1 is laced foul off to the right, and it gets out of play.
Now they're back to going double barrel in the bullpen. It's Cotto and Encarnacion both warming up right now.
Likely the last batter for Mason Collins. Base is loaded, the 1-2. That's cranked into left field. Brown going back. He has a play, and makes the catch to end the inning. China loads them up, but they do not score. It remains China 2, Bombers 1 as we're on to the 6th on your California Winter League YouTube channel.
Whether you're building, landscaping, renovating, refreshing, or simply researching, rent the right size tools for your size jobs. In store, online, or in app at Sunbelt Rentals, where tools rule.
Everyone knows good things come in threes, like our Eat, Drink, and Play combo for just $19.99. Maybe the saying should be good things come in 19.99s. Maybe not. The Dave & Buster's Eat, Drink, and Play combo for just $19.99.
For 20 years, our family's mission has been simple. It all starts at Stuffed, where exceptional service meets bold flavors. Every crust, a masterpiece. Cocktails crafted to perfection. And an atmosphere that brings family and friends together. Stuffed pizza. Dine in or take out. Savor and enjoy at our 2 locations. Quality, service, family legacy, it all starts at Stuffed.
We move to the 6th inning from Palm Springs Stadium. Brandon Januska along with Stephen Buxton. So we have a good one, a 2-1 China lead. So we head to the top of the 6th. Elijah Dickerson, Sihon Kim, and Davis Drueck. 1, 2, 3 hitters for the Bombers. Due up against Sun Guangzhan, out for his 2nd inning of work. The first pitch home. Misses inside for ball 1 on the left-handed hitting center fielder from the righty Guangzhou. Takes a deep breath and is 1-0. Misses low and in for ball 2. Big moment came in the bottom of the 5th inning. China had the bases loaded with 2 outs. A couple of walks and an error loaded them up. Mason Collins able to get out of it, getting Chen Jiaji to fly out to left and end the threat, keep it a 1-run ball game. The 2-0 pitch to Dickerson is cranked to deep right field. Going back is Yee, and that ball is gone. We're tied at 2. Elijah Dickerson was all over the Guangzhou fastball to tie things up.
Brandon just added to the total. Bombers with their 5th home run of the year. They've had the most pop out of any team, and especially over the last week or so. I mean, they've gone on a tear. And right there, Elijah Dickerson sees an 86-mile-an-hour fastball, middle, pulls his hands on it and did not miss it. 106 off the bat.
Absolutely crushed it to right field as Kim swings. Actually, rather, that's a pinch hitter for Si-Hwan Kim. Joshua Hoffman, who swings and misses for strike 1. It's a brand new ball game. We're tied at 2 as this is lined right at the shortstop Kiri for the first out of the inning. First home run of the season for Elijah Dickerson. He's now driven in 4. None bigger than that one to tie things up in what has been essentially a pitching duel. Tied at 2.
And the biggest part of that is that takes Mason Collins off the books at bare minimum, and it could give him a chance to be in line for the win if they could get another run across.
Davis Drueck looks at strike 1. Brand new ball game, clean slate for everyone. Top of the 6th inning as the 0-1 misses low and away for ball 1. And I was just talking about how important that bottom of the 5th inning was for Mason Collins to get out of the bases loaded jam without allowing a run. And Elijah Dickerson immediately makes that pay off, tying the game up. It's a pitch outside, makes it 2-1 on Druick. Left-handed hitting third baseman. He has some power in that bat. Hit a home run yesterday on the backfield against Team China. It's the pitch inside. Spins him away. It's 3-1.
And we thought that it might have been the biggest moment of the game. Aaron Miles going out to talk to Mason Collins with the bases loaded. He's able to get out of that jam, but right there, Elijah Dickerson puts us back to square one.
The 3-1 to Druick. Downstairs for ball 4. One out, base runner at first for Bubba Thompson.
And this is where you don't want to miss if you're China. I like the meeting right here because, again, you gave up the home run to Druick, but right now, to Dickerson, but with Druick, Thompson, and Macabrota coming up, it's 3 of the hottest hitters in the league, and Thompson and Macabrota already have a pair against him. Thompson had the single in the 4th. Macabrota scored him on the double. It's a really tough situation here.
Soon Guangzhou will try to get out of it. Runner at first. There's 1 out in the inning. Tied at 2 in the top of the 6th. This is a big game for the Bombers, trying to keep pace with the Blue Sox. Both entered today with 4-9 records. 4 wins, 9 losses. First pitch coming to Bubba Thompson. Righty to righty, the pitch. Called strike 1. Fastball at 85, right around the knees. Looks in for the sign from the catcher, Schwei. Runner at first, the 0-1. Called strike 2. Nearly identical spot, a couple ticks higher at 87 miles per hour. A lefty getting loose in the China bullpen. The 0-2. Low and away for ball 1.
Yeah, right there. 2 fastballs right on the black, spotted him perfectly. Trying to get Thompson swinging. That curveball right there started in the same spot, but just tailed out of the zone, and a good eye by Bubba Thompson.
The 1-2 is fouled off to the right. And out of play. Davis Druick, the runner at first after a walk. Not much of a stolen base threat. He does have 1 on the year. He's 1 for 1. A 1-2 count with 1 away to Bubba Thompson. Here it is. Down low and away for ball 2.
Guangzhou trying to change eye levels there. It's the 2 fastballs on the bottom corner. Takes it out of the zone with that breaking ball. Moves Bubba's eyes up to the top of the zone with that fastball there. And then again with the breaking ball trying to get another swing and miss.
The 2-2. Called strike 3. Gave him the outside edge. Looked to be a bit off the plate, but he got the call. That's a big second out for Guangzhou and Team China.
That is a huge break for China, and that's just tough for Bubba Thompson. That pitch was at least 2-3 inches off the plate.
So it turns to Nolan Macabrota. He drove in the first run for the Bombers back in the 4th inning with an RBI double to score Bubba Thompson. He has a runner at first with 2 outs here. Tied at 2, top of the 6th. Swings at the first pitch, hits it high in the air to left field, relatively shallow. Yu Yang running in, and he makes the grab to end the inning. But the solo home run by Elijah Dickerson ties things up. It's a 2-2 ball game as we move to the bottom of the 6th inning on your California Winter League YouTube channel.
Quality first. It's quite a philosophy to live by. But world-class ingredients are the foundation of great meals. And we wouldn't have it any other way. At Kaiser Grill in downtown Palm Springs, we believe you deserve the best. So whether it's dinner for 2 or a celebration with 200 friends, Quality is our promise to you, because quality is king. Quality is Kaiser.
Bottom of the 6th inning, a 2-2 ball game, and a new arm coming in for the Bombers. Mason Collins goes 5 innings, allowed 2 runs, both earned on 4 hits with 3 walks and 4 strikeouts. He'll get a no decision in this one as Sebastian Encarnacion takes over on the mound. No record to speak of. He has 1 save on the season, a .437 ERA. This is his 6th appearance. He's thrown exactly 8 innings, 7 strikeouts against 9 walks, and that's going to be the key number right there, is how is the control in his outing today? Because when he's spot on like he was in that save situation, a 2-1 win in his last outing on February 7th at the Grizzly, then he'll be dominant. He faced 4 batters in that one, struck out 1, did not walk anyone, and was fantastic. So if he can have the control, he can really rack up the strikeouts and keep this game where it is. That's his job, facing Li Yu Yang. First off, who shows bunt, puts it down the first base line, and it'll trickle foul for strike 1.
And with Encarnacion, we're not going to see a ton of overpowering stuff. It's a fastball in the mid-80s. But again, it's just, does he have the control? And if he does, we've seen it in the summer. We've seen it here in the Winter League these past couple weeks. It's a really good pitcher on the mound, and he can provide you length.
2-2 ball game. The 0-1 from Encarnacion skips in for ball 1. Li Yu Yang, his solo home run back in the 2nd inning, flew out to center his last time. And how often do you see a guy hit a home run early in the game and then show bunt when he comes up later? Selfless attitude for Team China as the 1-1 is in for strike 2.
Yeah, China's here for one thing, and it's just to win. It's to get their game plan in. It doesn't matter whether or not you hit a home run. You've got a new pitcher out there just trying to get runners on.
Fouled off to the left and out of play. Count remains 1-2 on Li Yu Yang, the left-hand hitting left fielder. 2-2 ball game. Encarnacion's pitch bounced foul down the first base line, and we'll do it again.
And more on Encarnacion. He had 3 runs in an inning against the A's his first time out. Since then, 7 innings, just 2 earned runs, just 4 hits against him.
1-2, line back up the middle. There's a hit. A single into center field for Li Yu Yang. And it's a leadoff base runner for Team China.
And the big number for Encarnacion, his last 2 outings, 3 innings against the Chill, 1 inning against the Grizzly. Didn't walk a batter in each of those. Had 6 strikeouts between the 2 outings.
Runner at first here with Dunan digging in. Another left-handed hitter. 1 for 2 against Mason Collins. He shows bunt, pulls it back, and it gets all the way to the screen by Stidham. Going to second on the play is Li Yu Yang. Ball 1 on Dunan. Two-two ball game. China with 2 runs on 5 hits, no errors. Bombers 2 runs on 4 hits with 1 error. Runner at second, nobody out, and a pitch Low and away for ball 2. Showing bunt again was Dunan. Bottom of the order for Team China. Nan is the 7-hitter. Wang Shuai on deck, shows bunt, and fouls it into the glove. Throw down to second now. Actually, he must have missed it. Stidham firing down, but back in time was Yu Yang. It's a 2-1 count now on Dunan. Runner at second, Yu Yang. Showed bunt again, pulled it back and took outside. 3 balls, 1 strike. When you have a guy showing bunt, willing to give himself up, the last thing you want to do is issue a free pass.
Yeah, and Encarnacion has been squeezed on a couple of these pitches this at-bat. It might just because...
Showed bunt again and took it low and away for ball 4.
Part of it might be because of Dunan crouching over when showing bunt. The strike zone visually kind of moves a little bit, but just from the pure TrackMan strike zone perspective itself, he did get a couple tough calls there for balls 2 and 3.
Some borderline pitches that did not go the way of Encarnacion. Aaron Miles will have a talk with the entire infield for the Bombers. It's a 2-2 ball game. We're in the bottom of the 6th inning. The first 2 men have reached for Team China against Encarnacion. And how did we get here? Well, it was a pitching duel early on. Wang Zhang and Mason Collins going blow for blow, the starters for both teams. First run came in, Li Yu Yang, a solo home run off Mason Collins in the 2nd inning. Made it a 1-0 game. China would add 1 more the next inning. Zhang Ming Jin, RBI single with 2 outs to score Zhu Zhaodong. That made it 2-0, but the Bombers answered back. RBI double, Nolan Macabrota to score Bubba Thompson in the 4th, and then Elijah Dickerson with a solo home run to lead off the top of the 6th. Tied things up. That's where we stand. 2-2 ball game. Nobody out. Bottom of 6th. And showing bunt, fouling it off. Wang Shuai. Runners are at first and second. Nobody out, and now an 0-1 count on the China catcher.
It's a kind of a dangerous move. You've got Nolan Macabrota charging in at first with him showing bunt. Don't be surprised if China pulls it back for a slash.
Shows bunt again, gets it down the 3rd baseline. Druick charges and overruns it. Everybody is safe. It would have been a tough play either way. See how we want to score this one. And it looks like they'll give the infield single, the bunt single, to Wang Shuai. You mentioned Macabrota, the first baseman, was crashing in, so well placed by Wang Shuai, pushing it down the 3rd baseline. Druick tried to rush it and ended up overrunning it. So the infield in with the bases loaded and nobody out. A first pitch strike to Woo Kiri.
Yeah, and that's nearly an impossible play right there. It's a perfect bunt. And it looked like Druick just rushed it a little bit.
The 0-1 missed wide. It's a 1-1 count on the 9-hitter for Team China, Woo Kiri. Bases loaded, infield playing in all the way around. The 1-1. Just inside, 2-1.
But Brandon, what happened? We were saying this is a whole new China team. Then they start off the game start off the inning, single walk and another bunt there.
Pitch misses upstairs for ball 3. The bases are loaded. Have to throw a strike if you're Encarnacion. 2 singles and a walk in the inning so far for Team China. Bases loaded, nobody out. We're tied at 2, bottom of 6. Big pitch coming. A 3-1 from Encarnacion to Kiri. Popped up left side in foul grounds. Druick giving chase, so is Thompson, and it'll land out of play. First strike 2. They gave it a ride, but it falls into the bleachers down the left field line, and it's a full count on the left-handed hitting shortstop for Team China. Yu Yang, the runner at third. Nan at second. Shuai at first. The 3-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. That's the first out of the inning. Now top of the order for Team China and Zhou Xiaodong.
That's a perfect pitch there by Encarnacion. Looked like a fastball, had a little bit of tail going out of the zone, and it was right outside where you can't do anything about it.
Infield still in all the way around, and he yanked a fastball and hit the foot of Xiaodong. He's limping this one off. A run will come in to score on the bases loaded, hit by pitch. Yu Yang comes in, but the concern right now for Team China is the health of their designated hitter, Zhou Xiaodong, who was hit by the pitch at 86 miles per hour. China takes a 3-2 lead on the hit by pitch. Bases remain loaded, still just 1 out in the inning. And that'll bring out Aaron Miles. Looks like he's going to make a change. Talking things over, he does take the baseball from Sebastian Encarnacion. It's a 3-2 China lead with 1 out and bases loaded in the bottom of the 6th inning. We'll get back in just a moment with the new pitcher on the mound for the Bombers on your California Winter League YouTube channel.
Shopping for car insurance is confusing. Holy cow.
Great. Now we have a cow in our kitchen. Why did you say that?
Because I don't know what coverage to choose.
So just say the State Farm jingle. A State Farm agent can go over all your options with you and help choose coverage that meets your needs. Dude, cow, could you move?
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Good things come in threes, like our eat, drink, and play combo for just $19.99. Maybe the saying should be good things come in 19.99s. Maybe not. The Dave & Buster's eat, drink, and play combo for just $19.99.
Back with you in the bottom of the 6th inning where Team China has just taken a 3-2 lead. They're the hit by pitch to Zhou Xiaodong. He exits the game. Liang Pei coming in to pinch run for him at first. China has the bases loaded with only 1 out in the inning and a new arm on the mound. Chaz Graham comes in for the Bombers.
Yeah, and Chaz Graham, one of really a ton of guys. It's a who's who list of guys who their ERA is really inflated off of 1 outing. That one, his first time out against China, 1 1/3 innings, 6 earned runs. But other than that, he's allowed just 2.
So this is laced down the right field line and landing just foul by about a foot or 2. That likely would have cleared the bases. Instead, it's strike 1.
And with Graham, it's 5 1/3 innings pitched, 2 earned runs against him. If you take out that China game, but with that in there, it's 6 2/3, 9 earned runs.
0-1 count on Jingwen Bin. 0 for 2 on the day. Did draw a walk in the 3rd against Mason Collins. He bounces this one on the ground towards short. Thompson goes to second for 1. Throw on to first. Not in time. A run comes in as Wenbin beats out the throw at first. He gets an RBI ground out. It's a 4-2 China lead. There are now 2 outs in the inning.
And I thought the Bombers had it there. A slow roller to Bubba Thompson. He had to wait for the runner to get by him so he didn't run into him. Perfect throw down to second, and then the throw to first. I thought they had him in time, but Wenbin just beats him by about half a step.
First pitch strike to Zhang Mingjin. It's a 4-2 ball game. Bombers with one last chance they'll have in the top of the 7th to try to at least tie things up. But first they have to keep things right where they are as Graham throws over to first to chase back Wenbin. Advancing to third on the play was Wang Shuai. 4-2 China as this is bounced foul down the third base line and kicks into the China dugout. 0-2.
And it's fitting. We've seen a lot of late inning action on the stadium lately. China walked it off the other day. The Blue Sox got walked off by the A's. We watched the A's come back from a 6-run deficit yesterday.
The 0-2 swing and a miss. Strike 3, throw down to first to complete the out. And they do so successfully, but China takes the lead with 2 runs in the bottom of the 6th. It's a 4-2 ball game as we head to the 7th on your California Winter League YouTube channel.
There's something winning in the Agua. Catch all the action at 360 Sports at Agua Caliente Casinos. Watch your favorite teams on our giant wraparound screens. See live scores on the LED sports ticker. Win big with our bar top games and enjoy great twists on bar food favorites. And with 3 premier casino locations, 360 Sports is the ultimate fan experience. For more information, visit aguacalientecasinos.com.
We head to the top of the 7th inning. Brandon Januska along with Stephen Buxton. It's a 4-2 China lead. They send out Huadong Kai Rang to try to close things out. As he faces the 6, 7, and 8 hitters of the Bombers. Gets a swing and a miss on a first pitch fastball. Blows it by Jaden Brown. Brown, Stidham, and Henke due up for the Bombers. Last chance, top of the 7th inning. After Team China broke a 2-2 tie with a 2 spot in the bottom of the 6th. The 0-1 is cranked into left field. That'll get down for a base hit in front of Yu Yang. And it's a leadoff single. That brings the tying run to the plate in the form of Sawyer Stidham.
Rang coming in on... We're seeing that bullpen type approach with China here. On no rest, he pitched yesterday against the Bombers, got the win. He went 2 innings, didn't allow a run, just 1 hit and 2 strikeouts against them.
First pitch misses down low for ball 1 to the Bombers catcher. Stidham 0 for 2 on the day. He was caught looking against the starter Wang Zhang. Grounded back to the mound against Sun Guangzhan as he fouls this one back. It's a 1-1 count.
Rang has been a workhorse for China. He's already got 13 1/3 innings on the season. This is his 10th game, but it's his first time on on no rest.
We actually have Hatton hitting instead of Stidham. Thank you for Evan Patoka for catching that for us. As the pitch misses, it's a 2-1 count. on Howie Hatton, hitting in the spot of Sawyer Stidham. The 2-1. Lifted in the air, right field, drifts Yee back a few steps, ranging over toward the foul line with Thrum, makes the grab. And that's the first out. Brown holds at first. One out, one on. Jordan Henke, 1 for 2 on the day, singled against the starter Zhang. Grounded out to second against Wang Zhan. Now facing Huadong Kairang. Lefty-righty matchup. The pitch home, swing and a miss. 85 on the fastball. Runner at first is Jaden Brown. Takes a good lead. This is bounced to the right side. Gloved by Wenbin. He drops it, now tries to underhand to first. He can't get it over. He had to reach out, well extended, to glove the ball initially, ranging over toward first base to his left. Then it popped out as he tried to then just kind of lift it from the ground and scoop it over to Ming Jin at first. Unable to do so. Everyone's safe. They're at first and second with 1 out.
Yeah, that ball kind of hit in a spot where it's a really tough play for any of the fielders, whether it's Rang or the first baseman or really anyone to get there. So they decide, let's go with the second baseman going after it. Gets it in between hops, can't come up with it. And now the Bombers are in business.
Tying run is at first. It's a 4-2 China lead as Mark Hernandez swung through the first pitch, 0-1. Jaden Brown at second. Jordan Henke represents the tying run at first. Pitch misses high, 1-1 on Hernandez. 0 for 2 on the day.
And on a day where the Bombers have, it feels like, gotten a few tough calls going their way, maybe they might get a break here.
Hernandez had one of those tough breaks against him, the 1-1. Misses low and in, it's 2-1. His last time up against Sun Guangzhan, he hit a smash back toward the mound. It hit off the glove of the pitcher, Guangzhan, and kicked right to the shortstop. A 1-6-3 putout to rob Hernandez of a hit. 2-1 count, misses well outside. Now greatly in a hitter's count. 3 balls, 1 strike. With 1 out and runners at first and second, top of the order on deck. Elijah Dickerson, who homered his last time. Left-handed pitcher Huadong Kairang's 3-1 is popped up back behind home plate, and it'll get out of play and into the seats. The count runs full.
Yeah, and for Mark Hernandez, usually when you hit a ball 93 miles an hour right up the middle, you're getting a hit, but Guangzhan stuck his glove out, just got enough of it, and that 93-mile-an-hour line drive just turned into a really easy 6-3 putout for China.
The 3-2 pitch. Popped up on the infield, left side. Third baseman Jiaji gloves it, and that's a big out, number 2. 2 outs, runners still at first and second. But the go-ahead run, Elijah Dickerson steps in. Smashed a solo home run to lead off the 6th inning. That tied the game at the time at 2. Now it's 4-2 China. Lefty-lefty matchup. The first pitch down low for ball 1. Dickerson, the last chance for the Bombers. Kairang has the sign from his catcher. The 1-0. Misses outside. Now a back pick over to first. Not in time. Henke back in with a feet-first slide.
And expect Rang to try and pitch around Dickerson, because I think it goes without saying that man is in scoring position from where he is right now.
Especially after the smash to right field his last time up. The 2-0. Called a strike.
Perfect breaking ball right on the corner there. 70 miles an hour, just clipped the zone.
2 balls, 1 strike. The pitch. Called strike 2 at the bottom of the zone.
Back-to-back pitches, the exact same spot.
We have a final score from the turf field. The Blue Sox won it 11-3 over the Grizzlies, so even more crucial for the Bombers to find a way to come back down to their final strike. The 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. No, he got a piece and just stays alive. Popped out of the glove of the catcher, Schwei. And we continue. Count remains 2-2. Runners at first and second. 2 outs. A 4-2 China lead. The pitch. Just downstairs. And the count runs full.
Rang doesn't want anything in that Elijah Dickerson can even make contact on. That's 5 straight pitches right off the edge of the plate. That fastball there just pulled it out of the zone.
And now time called by the catcher Schwei. He wants to go out and have a talk with Kai Rang before this 3-2 pitch. Runners are at first and second. That's the tying run over at first. Dickerson represents the going run at the plate.
Yeah, so far Dickerson's only seen 1 pitch, and it was the very first one, a fastball inside. Other than that, it's been all on the outer half of the plate, all in the left or right-handed batter's box too sometimes. And it's been a lot of off-speed stuff.
The 3-2. Laced into center field. Going back is Nunn. Still running near the track. And it's off the wall. 2-run score. It's a tie ball game as the throw comes back in to the infield. And we're all tied up once again at 4. Elijah Dickerson does it again with a 2-run double off the wall in straightaway center field. A great battle from Elijah Dickerson. Just got a piece of a pitch that I initially thought was going to end the ball game. He fought it off, stayed alive, and ends up tying the game at 4 in the top of the 7th as Kim looks at, Hoffman, who had pinch hit previously, looks at strike 1. Now strike 2 issued in. 0-2 count on Joshua Hoffman, tied at 4. The go-ahead run standing at second base in Elijah Dickerson. 2 outs in the inning. Hoffman laces one in towards center field. Nunn going back with room in left center. Makes the grab to end the inning. But Elijah Dickerson does it again. A 2-run game-tying double with 2 outs. We're tied at 4 heading to the bottom of the 7th on your California Winter League YouTube channel. On to the bottom of the 7th inning. What a game this has been. Both teams answering each other as the Bombers answer back once again. Elijah Dickerson with 2 game-tying knocks already in this game. A game-tying homer in the 6th, and then with 2 outs in the 7th, down to their final strike, a 2-run game-tying RBI double to tie things up at 4. That's where we stand. 4-4 ball game, bottom of the 7th inning. As Chaz Graham will take on the 4, 5, and 6 hitters of Team China as they look to walk it off.
And it looks like we've got a change behind the plate. I think that's Mason Collins, yeah, that's Mason Collins going in to catch.
Mason Collins was the starting pitcher in this ball game. Now in behind the dish.
Yeah, that's Mason Collins behind the plate. So Howie Hatton was just pinch hitting there. Sawyer Stidham out. Mason Collins in behind the plate. They'll have his bat in there for the next inning if they can get there.
Trying to keep this game alive. Tied at 4 as Zhao Yi leads things off. The cleanup man for Team China as a first pitch floated in for strike 1. 0 for 2 on the day is Yi. He drew a 4-pitch walk back in the 5th. All of that coming against the starter, Mason Collins. As the 0-1 is in for strike 2.
And if they can get there, Sin Kyun Yun is warming up in the pen.
Hit on the ground, left side. Thompson, the shortstop, gloves it. The throw in time to beat a hustling Yi at first base. That's out number 1.
But let's go back to that Elijah Dickerson at bat. He saw a first pitch fastball inside, and then from there on, it was almost exclusively curveballs on the outer half of the plate. Nothing close to be able to hit. Gets a couple called strikes.
Chen Jiaji fouls the first pitch off to the left.
He managed to just barely foul one off that looked like it might have ended the game there. And then he gets the first fastball in about 6 pitches, 87 right over the heart of the plate, and hits it off the Las Casuelas sign.
A 1 grounder, another one to the shortstop Thompson. He gloves and fires across, and there's quickly 2 down. Great at-bat by Elijah Dickerson, as you said. Able to fight off some pitches, get one in the zone, and he hammered it to center field. Li Yu Yang. He's had a nice day. 2 for 3 as he bounces one foul off to the right. It's 0-1. Solo home run in the 2nd inning. Flew out to center his next time and then singled his last time against Encarnacion in the 6th. Now comes up, bases empty. 2 outs and an 0-1. Downstairs, 1-1.
And he mentioned it earlier, after that solo home run, he comes up in the 6th, and he was trying to bunt right away.
Any way to just try to get on base, move runners over, do whatever you can. He's got a 1-1 count here. Again, bases empty, 2 outs, 4-4 ball game, bottom of the 7th. It's the 1-1's hit on the ground into right field through the hole. It's a 2-out base hit.
And it feels like all game, almost all of the damage from each team has been on 2 outs.
Early in the ball game, that was the case as both pitchers, especially the starters, Mang Zhang and Mason Collins, did not allow the first two men in an inning to reach until the bottom of the 5th. That was the first time one of the first 2 men of an inning reached base safely. This is hit on the ground toward first, and it gets by a diving Macabrota. Dunan with a single, going first to third on the play is Yu Yang, and they're at the corners with 2 outs. The game-winning run just 90 feet away for Wang Shuai.
And Aaron Miles, it doesn't look like he's going to go out there and go to the pen. Right now, leaving the game in Chaz Graham's hands.
That ball was not hit very hard, actually just 64 miles an hour off the bat, but placed perfectly just past the diving first baseman Macabrota.
But if they do need to go to pen, They've got two guys warming up down there. Nick Escalera has joined Sin Yun Kim. Or Sin Kin Yun.
First pitch misses for ball one to Wang Shuai. 1 for 3 in the ball game. Runner from first takes off. Defensive indifference as the pitch in for a strike. What that does with Dunan going to second, breaks up the force at second base. So you have to go to first now. The 1-1 misses high. 2 balls and a strike. Graham working quickly.
Yeah, but I'm not even trying that throw because the moment if Mason Collins tries to throw down to second, the moment that throws out.
So this is hit on the ground. Bouncer towards second. Hernandez has it. Throws over to first in time. And we have extra innings between the Bombers and Team China. Tied at 4 as we head to the 8th on your California Winter League YouTube channel.
Across the Coachella Valley, you'll find our communities powered by short-term rentals. These rentals bring visitors and dollars to the region. Whether attending events, checking out the art scene, or dining at restaurants, when they spend money, we all score. The nearly $1 billion impact of short-term vacation rentals generates tax revenues that fund police, firefighters, education, and many other programs that improve our daily lives. To learn why short-term rentals are a grand slam for the home team, visit onecv.org.
Family setting, you know, we come and we get into conversation, and it's comfortable here is what I guess I'll say. It's comfortable.
The hot cocoa has whipped cream and sprinkles in the whipped cream in the hot cocoa.
Very family oriented. You know, they cater to the kids. They got the coloring books and crayons, and they have kid-sized stuff about almost for everything that you would want. So young and old, everybody can enjoy it.
It's the best.
Made from scratch memories. Elmer's.
How do you define adventure? Riding the world's largest rotating tram car? Taking in SoCal's awe-inspiring views? Exploring over 50 miles of pristine wilderness? Enjoying casual or fine dining at 8,500 feet? Discovering our history? Experiencing our scenic trails? Getting that perfect souvenir? Whatever your adventure, you'll find it at the Palm Springs Aerial Tramway. Adventure at its peak. Begin your adventure at pstramway.com.
Well, folks, we are tied 4-4 after 7 innings of play in this 7-inning ball game, and that means it's sudden death. With the California Winter League adopting Frontier League sudden death rules, the home team gets to choose whether they want to pitch or if they want to hit, and Team China, as the home team, has chosen they want to hit, so the bats will go right back out there. How this works, they'll have a runner starting at first base. It'll be whoever made the last out of the last inning, which in this case is Wang Shuai, unless they go with a pinch runner. We haven't seen anyone go out there to first base quite yet. So they'll start with a runner at first base, and you just play from there. You have 3 outs. If you score the run, you walk it off, and you win the ball game for Team China. But if the Bombers can get 3 outs without that run coming home, the Bombers win it in sudden death, even with it being a 4-4 score. And it is Wang Shuai going out to first base, so he'll run for himself in sudden death here between the British Columbia Bombers and Team China. A 4-4 ball game after Elijah Dickerson was able to tie things up with a 2-run double in the 7th. That tied it at 4 with 2 outs. He had 2 strikes on him. It was a full count when he ripped a double off the center field wall. And knowing that, manager Li Wei for Team China didn't want to see the Bombers' bats anymore. He trusts his offense to get that run home.
Yeah, we've already seen China in a couple extra innings games. I think they have the only other extra inning game of this season. I'm pretty sure that was against the Chill, if my mind is correct, but Right now, it'll be Woo Curie to start things off.
Curie 0 for 3 on the game. Facing off against Chaz Graham for the first time today. The game-winning run is Wang Shuai. He's the runner at first base as we begin this 8th inning of play. It's sudden death from Palm Springs Stadium. It's the left-handed hitting Curie against the right-hander Graham. First pitch low and in for ball 1.
And Graham out there for his 3rd inning of work, and he's basically the guy you want right now because you could get a lot of ground balls hoping for a double play here, the Bombers are.
Showing bunt and fouling it down the first base line is Curie. It's 1-1. Wouldn't be surprised to see him try to bunt the game-winning run into scoring position. 1-1 count. Shows bunt again, pulls it back, and the pitch was low for ball 2. After Curie, it'll be the top of the order. Liang Pei, who entered the game as a pinch runner, is on deck, and then Jing Wenbin after him. Throw over to first. Chases Wang Shuai back in with a head-first dive. 4-4 ball game in sudden death. 2 balls, 1 strike on the China shortstop. The pitch. Showed bunt again and takes outside for ball 3. We saw this happen earlier in the ball game in the 6th inning when China took the lead. Dunan was showing bunt and ended up drawing a walk. Bombers would like to avoid that here. 3-1. Swinging and hits it through the left side against the drawn-in infield. Davis Druick was in at third base to protect against the bunt. And Curie surprises the Bombers swinging, and a soft tapper gets through the hole in the left side. They're at first and second with nobody out.
Yeah, that's a great at-bat by Curie. It sounded like that bat broke, but it dies a hero there. Runners on first and second. But the Bombers honestly caught a break because with how soft that ball was hit, I mean, it looked like Wang Shuai could have gone to third, but he had to wait to see if it was caught or not at shortstop.
Now a full gathering among the entire Bombers infield, and Aaron Miles coming out to talk things over before Liang Pei takes this at-bat. It'll be his first at-bat of the ball game. I mentioned he came in as a pinch runner. Xiao Zhodong was the starter as the designated hitter. Got hit by a pitch in the 6th inning with the bases loaded. That gave China the lead at the time, 3-2. Got hit in the foot with a fastball and had to exit the game. So Liang Pei now in, and not a bad bat off the bat to have. He's a guy with power. He's tied for the lead, for the team lead with 9 runs driven in. Hit the lone home run for Team China in the 2023 World Baseball Classic.
And when you can turn to a guy on the bench and bring out what has been traditionally China's either cleanup or 5th batter, I mean, that's a abundance of luxury right there. And they're happy to have him up right now with 2 on and nobody out.
Yeah, and it's his first at-bat of the ball game. And 243 on the season. 9 runs driven in. If he can get that number to 10, China will win the ball game. A throw back to second. Not in time as Wang Shuai's back in. Runners at first and second. Nobody out for China. 4-4 ball game. We're in sudden death. If a run scores, this game is over. If 3 outs are recorded, the game is over as well. First pitch showing bunt and taking it back as it's near his legs was Pei for ball 1. Wang Shuai at second. He was the courtesy runner. Woo Curie with a single through the left side of the drawn-in infield. First and second, nobody out. The 1-0 hit on the ground softly left side, long range for Thompson. He gloves it and has nowhere to go. The bases are loaded after the infield single by Liang Pei.
Brandon, I've been waiting for it all day for China with Nolan Macabrota crashing in at first base. You've got at the plate Wen Bin Liang Pei showing bunt. He pulls it back, pulls off a perfect slash, hits it right to the 6-hole. And Bubba Thompson diving for it, saves a run, undoubtedly, keeping it from going into left field. Wang Shuai possibly could have scored on that.
Yeah, and that would have ended the game if that ball got through and a run scored. But not out of the woods. The Bombers in trouble. Bases loaded. Nobody out for Xing Wenbin. 4-4 ball game. Infield in all the way around as a swing and a miss from the China second baseman. It's 0-1. Wenbin on the day is 0 for 3. He drew a walk and he did pick up an RBI his last time on a fielder's choice in the 6th. 0-1 count. The pitch fouled off. It's 0-2. Strikeout would be huge. Infield in all the way around. The outfield relatively in as well, playing anywhere where they know they can get a throw to the plate in. Try to cut down any sacrifice fly attempt. As the 0-2 misses just outside for ball 1.
Yeah, right now the Bombers are begging for either a strikeout or an infield fly ball. Anything else basically wins it for China.
The 1-2. Grounded through the right side and into right field. And China has won it as Wang Shuai touches home. It's a 5-4 walk-off win for Team China in sudden death. Xing Wenbin against a drawn-in infield, and he was able to get enough of it to poke it through into right field to give China their 14th win of the year.
Yeah, and that wasn't a bad pitch by Graham. It's honestly what he was looking for earlier in the inning, but he's got the infield drawn in, so there's no room for error. He gets a softball. It just gets past both diving infielders, and China goes on to their 13th win of the year.
And the Bombers, they did everything they possibly could to try to come back in this one and set themselves up. Elijah Dickerson really putting the offense on his back. Did, again, just about everything he could, tying this game up twice in the late innings. Once in the 6th, again in the 7th. But in sudden death, China made sure the Bombers' bats didn't get a chance, and they walk it off.
Yeah, Elijah Dickerson, Mason Collins, really just... It was Mason Collins and Dickerson who did everything they could to keep the Bombers in this game, but the late innings, Sebastian Encarnacion came in, couldn't find it, and China's small ball approach finally poked out after we were talking about they started to hitting for extra bases a little more recently, but they started just clawing away single and bunt after single and bunt, moving runners over and playing the fundamental game that we know so well with them, and it pulls out another win.
So what does this mean in terms of the standings? It means China, who has already locked up a spot in the playoffs and in the semifinals, they continue with their league-leading 14th win. They pull essentially half a game ahead of the Canada A's, who will play in about a half hour starting at 12:30 right here at the stadium. But for the Bombers, they fall to 4-10 on the season, now a full game behind the Washington Blue Sox. The Bombers in the 6th seed and now very much in jeopardy of having to play that extra game, the play-in game, against the Alberta Grizzly.
Well, they are locked into it now because even if they win tomorrow and the Blue Sox lose tomorrow, they'll end up with the same record. And the Blue Sox have already beat the Bombers this season, so they have the tiebreaker. So we will be seeing Aaron Miles and Jared Lemieux with the Bomber and Grizzly in the playoff game, which, whether it's played on Thursday or not, we'll figure that out coming soon. Yes, but it should be a good matchup.
Some weather incoming into the area could make our schedule a little bit flexible here as the playoffs come in. But as Steven stated, it will be Bombers-Grizzly in the play-in game, 6 and 7 seeds, to try to earn their spots in the actual playoffs for the California Winter League. But let's wrap this one up. The final score, once again, it's Team China 5 over the British Columbia Bombers 4. We have more California Winter League baseball for you in just a little over 20 minutes as the Canada A's will take on the Palm Springs Chill. First pitch scheduled for 12:30 right here at Palm Springs Stadium, and we'll have the YouTube broadcast for you on your California Winter League YouTube channel. On behalf of Stephen Buxton, I'm Brandon Januska. The Bombers fall to Team China by a final score of 5-4. We'll see you in just a few moments for the next game. Have a great rest of your afternoon, as this was the California Winter League Baseball.